Assalamu alaikum dear students. I hope that you all are fine. In previous lecture we have discussed about memos, that why we need to learn about memo writing, and we also discussed the purpose of memos, and we have discussed about the general rules as well. And today we have to discuss about the writing, that how to fix writing. So we have to follow these steps: outline, coherence, and identify your main themes. Before writing, you have to identify your main theme, that what you're talking about in the writing. So first of all, if we will discuss about the outline, this is very helpful if we are writing a longer document, uh, such as a report, presentations, or any speech. So it will help you to, if you will make an outline before writing, it will help you to identify which steps to take in which order. And this will also help you to manage pieces of information. And there should be coherence in your writing. And remember, if you are trying to persuade someone, uh, our speech or writing anything, we can talk about anything. I think that would be the we will do it to persuade someone, right? So if you have to persuade someone to do something, make sure that you are communicate why that you communicate why people should listen to you. For instance, if we will talk about the lecture, so I should keep this thing in my mind, that why my students would listen my lecture. And if there would be coherence in your lecture, it will help you to make your case in the most effective way. Okay, then we have to talk about the identify your main theme. So what's that? For instance, if you have very short time, like you can say 5 minutes, if you have any topic and you have to talk about that topic just for 5 minutes, I'll give you 5 minutes. So in that way, what do you say in that 5 minutes? This is likely to be your main theme, whatever you would tell in 5 minutes. So before writing anything, you need to remember that you have to use short sentences, as short sentences are easier to read than long sentences. And if you feel that your sentences are getting long and long, you can break it into two. Plus, be clear, because if your message wouldn't be clear, of course your reader wouldn't figure it out, that what you are trying to say. So before writing or while writing, ask yourself either your message is clear or not. Be concise. Perhaps this is the most important thing in communication. So being a good speaker or being a good writer, you need to learn that you need to learn to communicate your message in the fewest number of words. So try to convey your message by using fewest words. Then comes provide a complete response. When you are done with your message, you have to ask multiple questions to your audience, and make sure you have to give the answer of all questions. Friendly tone. If you will use friendly tone in your message while communicating, it will make you and your communication more attractive. And remember, if you have to pass any information, you need to give proofs. For instance, if we will talk about any research paper, we need to give references at the end. Just like that in communication, whenever you will tell anything, you need to give proofs. Okay, then comes techniques to develop writing skills. So how can we do it? Always use familiar words because these words will convey clear meaning in the mind. If we will use the familiar words, we use the most of us use in everyday conversation, it will be easier for the reader. And if we will use the complex and difficult words in our conversation, it would be difficult for your reader to understand. However, using difficult words are not always bad. They can be used, but uh, when they fit the writer's need and are understood by others, that means you can use it by according to the level of your reader. For instance, if you are giving lecture to BS, then you shouldn't the terms that are not understood by them. Selecting words for precise meaning. We shouldn't use words without thinking about the meaning they convey. We always need to study words carefully, and we should learn their precise meaning. Then comes importance of effective communication. It helps your reader to understand your perspective, and it forms a connection with your reader. So if we talk about any communication, so the purpose of either it's written or spoken, the purpose of communication is to capture the attention of the readers, to and to get your point across clearly. So when you will communicate effectively, it will help the reader to understand your perspective on the topic. And if we will talk about the written communication, it's more important than spoken, as written communication is a record and people may refer back to it later. So while writing, you need to think about how it will be perceived by your audience, and as well as the impact it will leave. Always remember that writing needs to be clear to both the writer and the reader, you and your audience. So including any specific action you need from your audience. You need to use correct grammar, language, etc. When you will use the correct tone, language and grammar, it will be more effective. In effective writing skills, you always need to explain in clear terms, because as it has a clear purpose to communicate to the reader. And if you want your readers to respond, you have to clear all the things. As you just don't have to you just don't have to pass the information, you need feedback as well, and you need some responses as well. And if you will not make it clear, you will not get it. And as we have to make everything easy for our readers, and we have to make it easy to understand what we are saying, so don't use jargons and expressions that are and the words that are difficult just to try to impress the people. Always stay on topic and keep it concise, because clarity is key. Always avoid information that is not relevant to your topic. You have to keep your sentences and paragraphs short and concise, because long and complicated sentences will slow the reader down. And always check spelling, grammar, and punctuation. You just don't have to rely only on spell check, and avoid repetition as well. Then comes editing. Always read your work, because if you will read your work, you will soon identify the confusing and misleading phrasing, and you will identify if there are unnecessary words, repetition, and overuse of anything. and you can take printouts as well. So you may read it, and you can circle the mistakes that you notice, and later you can do it better, or you can correct it. Then comes coherence. That means you have to tie your words, phrases, sentences, and paragraphs together to create a text where the relationship between these all these elements is clear and logical to the reader, giving the text flow. Move from old information to new. Arrange topics in a logical order. Start sentence with ideas that you have already described, or with something you can safely assume that the reader already knows. Keep your topics short and reasonably consistent. It's very important aspect of your writing, you can say, because it immediately affects the tone of your writing. It's very important in every writing as it refers to the connection of your ideas both at the sentence level and at the paragraph level. Then comes clarity. Delete words that mean little or nothing. Delete words that repeat other words. You have to delete words whose meaning the reader can infer from other words. Replace a phrase with a word. Change unnecessary negatives to affirmatives. Change unnecessary negatives to affirmatives. So if we will talk about the clarity, it tells people exactly what you want. Plus, it improves connection and engagement because it increases trust. We all need to make our language clear because much of our success in life is depends it depends on the ability to communicate with other people. And if we will talk about any successful person, or you can say the successful people, uh, they know how to communicate, and they have taken a lot of time to improve their communication skills. So clarity is very, very important in our communication. If we will talk about any problem, almost all our problems in life come because of lack of clarity. So we say things, but they don't come out clearly. So always be clear, always stop and think, and then proceed slowly. And another great way is that you can rephrase the things, or you can repeat the things for people. Because as effective communication starts with being clear in your own mind about what you want to say. And you always have to be very clear while delivering your message. And this was all for today. And if you still have any confusion, I tried to make it clear to all of you. And if you still have any confusion, you can ask it in your Google Meet session. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.